Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Emma, the podcast where we help you speak real English, natural English, the kind you actually need in real life every single day. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here with you today.
Okay, Jack, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, although I have to tell you something funny that happened to me this morning.
Oh, tell me everything.
So I had to make a phone call to a doctor's office to book an appointment.
Okay, simple enough.
Simple, yes. Except the moment the phone started ringing, my brain completely emptied, like someone pressed delete on everything I knew.
The phone panic, yes.
The receptionist answered and said, "Good morning, Riverside Medical Center. How can I help you?" And I just froze for about 3 full seconds.
3 seconds of silence.
Silence, just breathing. And then I said, "Hello, I want appointment, please." Like a robot with no grammar.
I want appointment, please.
I am a native English speaker and I said, "I want appointment, please."
Ah, Jack, that is genuinely funny, but also completely understandable because phone calls are different from face-to-face conversations.
They really are. You cannot see the person. You cannot read their face. You cannot use gestures. It is just your voice and their voice.
And for English learners, that pressure is even bigger because you cannot ask them to repeat something easily. Everything feels faster on the phone.
Exactly. And if you do not have the right phrases ready, you panic and you say, "I want appointment, please."
Which, to be fair, they understood. You got your appointment?
I did, eventually, after some confusion.
Well, today we're fixing all of that. Today we're talking about phone call English, the real phrases, the ones you actually need for real phone calls in real life.
And I genuinely need this episode, even as a native speaker, apparently.
Especially as a native speaker. And before we start, please subscribe to Talk Emma. We upload a brand new episode every single day, like this episode, and share it with one friend who panics during phone calls in English.
That friend exists in everyone's life. Okay, let's talk phone English.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. The phone rings, you answer it. What do you say?
This is the first thing, and it is actually very important because how you answer sets the tone for the whole call.
If you're answering a personal call, your mobile phone, someone you know,
You say, "Hello." Simple, natural, very common. "Hey, how are you?" Warm, casual, for friends. "Hi, this is Jack." Friendly, tells them who answered.
very relaxed, very natural for people you know. But if you're answering a work call or a call from someone you don't know,
You say, "Good morning, Talk Emma. Emma speaking." "Hello, this is Emma. How can I help you?" "Good afternoon, Jack speaking."
more professional, more formal. You tell them the company name, your name, and you offer to help.
And this is very important. Always say your name when answering a work call, so the caller knows immediately they reached the right person.
Hello, Jack speaking. Clean, professional, natural.
Not just "hello" for a work call. That sounds unprepared.
Even if you're nervous, say your name. It sounds so much more confident.
Now, you are the one making the call. You dial. Someone answers. What do you say?
This is where many learners panic because you have to introduce yourself immediately and explain why you're calling all in a few seconds.
But it's actually simple once you have the phrases ready.
You say, "Hello, this is Jack calling from Talk Emma. Hi, my name is Jack and I'm calling about. Good morning. I'd like to speak with Emma, please."
3 important parts: your name, where you're from, and why you're calling, or who you want to speak with.
Hello, this is Jack calling from Talk Emma. I'm calling about my appointment on Friday. Clean, clear, professional. The person on the other end knows immediately who you are, where you're from, and what you need.
And in casual calls to a friend or family,
Hey, it's me, when they know your number. Hi, it's Emma. Is this a good time? Polite, checking if they're free. Hey, Jack, are you busy right now? Casual, friendly.
is this a good time? I love this phrase.
Why?
Because it shows you respect the other person's time. You're not just launching into the conversation, you're checking first.
Very thoughtful, very natural, and people appreciate it enormously.
Hi, it's Jack. Is this a good time to talk? Always a good start.
Now, you ask to speak to someone, but that person is not available. What does the person who answered say?
This happens all the time at work, especially.
You say, I'm afraid she's not available right now. He's in a meeting at the moment. I'm sorry, she's not at her desk right now. He's away from the office today.
All polite, all natural, all very common.
And then you offer options to the caller.
Can I take a message? Would you like to hold? Can I ask who's calling, please? Would you like to leave a voicemail?
What does hold mean in this context?
Hold means to wait on the phone. When someone asks, would you like to hold, they are asking if you want to wait on the line while they find the person or sort something out.
And you might hear, please hold the line. Just hold on a moment, please. Could you hold for a minute?
And while you are on hold, you might hear music or a recorded message.
Which is not always the most exciting experience.
No, but at least you know the call is still connected. Now, you are the caller, and the person you want is not available. What do you say?
You have options depending on the situation.
Option 1, leave a message. Could you take a message, please? Could you ask her to call me back? Please tell him I called. My number is...
Option 2, say you will call back. I'll call back later. I'll try again this afternoon. When would be a good time to call?
When would be a good time to call? Very useful, very polite.
Because instead of just calling randomly again and again, you ask for the best time. Very considerate.
And the response might be, she should be free after 3 p.m. He's usually available in the mornings. The best time to reach her is between 10 and 12.
Perfect. You note the time, you call back. Simple. Now, something very important. What if you cannot hear the person or you did not understand something?
Oh, this is so important because on phone calls, the line is not always clear. People speak fast, there's background noise.
And learners often just say yes, 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 even when they did not understand, because they're embarrassed to ask again.
Which then causes big problems later because you agreed to something you did not understand.
So always ask for clarification. Always. And here's how.
Could you repeat that, please? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you speak a little more slowly, please? I'm sorry, the line is not very clear. Could you spell that for me, please?
What does catch mean in I didn't catch that?
In this context, catch means to hear and understand something. If you did not catch what someone said, you did not hear it clearly enough to understand it.
So I didn't catch that means I heard sounds, but I did not understand the words.
Exactly. It's a very natural and very polite way to ask someone to repeat themselves.
Much better than just saying what, which can sound a little rude on a professional call.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat that, please? Perfect. Professional, polite.
And could you spell that for me, especially useful for names, addresses, email addresses?
Could you spell your last name for me, please?
And the other person says, of course, it's S-M-I-T-H.
And you repeat it back, so that's S-M-I-T-H. Is that correct?
Always confirm what you heard. Always repeat it back so both of you know the information is correct.
Just to confirm, your appointment is on Thursday the 15th at 10 a.m. Is that right?
Checking, confirming, making sure. Very professional. Very important.
Now, let's talk about some very common phone call situations, because phone calls happen in many different places. Different situations need different phrases.
Situation 1. Calling a restaurant to make a reservation.
You say, hello, I'd like to make a reservation for tonight, please. I'd like to book a table for 4 people. Do you have availability for this Saturday evening?
And the restaurant might ask, what time would you like? Could I take your name, please? Do you have any dietary requirements?
What does dietary requirements mean?
Dietary requirements are special food needs. For example, if you are a vegetarian or if you have a food allergy, like you can't eat nuts or gluten.
So the restaurant asks so they can prepare the right food for you.
Exactly. And you might say, one of our guests is vegetarian. We have someone with a nut allergy. No special requirements, thank you.
Very useful for real life, especially when you're traveling or visiting a new city.
Situation 2, calling a company to complain or report a problem.
Oh, this one requires very specific phrases and a lot of patience sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. You say, I'm calling to report a problem with my order. I'd like to make a complaint, please. I have an issue with my account. I'm calling about a charge on my bill.
And the person might say, I understand your concern. Let me look into that for you. Could I take your account number, please? I'm going to transfer you to the relevant department.
Okay, Jack, what does transfer mean on a phone call?
Transfer means they are going to connect you to a different person or department, so your call moves from one person to another.
And you might hear, please hold while I transfer your call. I'm going to put you through to our billing department.
Put you through, another very common phrase.
I'll put you through to the manager. They're connecting you, transferring you.
And sometimes you get transferred and the line disconnects and you have to call back and start again.
The most frustrating phone experience in the world.
Universal suffering. Everyone knows this feeling.
Situation 3, calling to ask for information.
Very common. You need information about opening hours, prices, services.
You say, could you tell me what your opening hours are? I'd like some information about your services, please. Could you tell me how much it costs? Do you offer a delivery service?
Simple, polite, clear.
And always, at the end of the call, confirm everything you need to know.
Just to confirm, you're open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Is that right?
And they say, that's correct. And you say,
Perfect. Thank you so much for your help. That's very helpful. Thank you. Great. I appreciate your help.
now, ending the call, because how you end a phone call is just as important as how you start it.
You want to end it cleanly, politely, without it feeling awkward.
You say, thank you so much for your help. I think that's everything I needed. I'll let you go now. Have a lovely day. Speak soon. Bye.
Okay, Emma, what does "I'll let you go" mean?
I'll let you go is a very natural and polite way to end a conversation. It means, I know you are busy. I will stop taking your time now. You can go.
It is very considerate. It says, I respect your time.
And people always respond warmly to it because it shows you are thoughtful.
Okay, I'll let you go now. Thanks so much for all your help.
Perfect phone ending every time.
And for casual calls with friends, all right, I'll talk to you later. Speak soon. Okay, bye. Take care.
Warm, friendly, natural.
Now, let's do a complete natural phone call from beginning to end so everyone can hear how all these phrases flow together.
Perfect. I will be the receptionist. You call me.
Okay. Ring, 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 ring.
Good morning. Talk Emma. Emma speaking. How can I help you?
Good morning. This is Jack calling. I'd like to make an appointment with Dr. Brown, please.
Of course. Could I take your full name, please?
Yes, it's Jack Miller.
Could you spell your last name for me, please?
Of course. Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. And could I take a contact number for you?
Yes, it's 07700 900 123.
Let me just repeat that back. 07700 900 123. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
Perfect. Now, Dr. Brown is available on Thursday, the 15th at 2 p.m. or Friday, the 16th at 10 a.m. Which would suit you better?
Thursday at 2 p.m. would be perfect, thank you.
Wonderful. So that's Thursday, the 15th at 2 p.m. with Dr. Brown. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's everything. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome, Mr. Miller. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.
You too. Goodbye.
And did everyone hear all those phrases?
This is Jack calling. I'd like to make an appointment. Could I take your name? Could you spell that for me? Let me repeat that back.
Which would suit you better? Is there anything else? Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
One complete phone call, beginning to end. All natural, all real, all flowing.
And now you can do exactly that in English confidently.
Before we finish, I want to say something to everyone listening.
Say it.
Phone calls in English feels scary. I know. Even Jack, a native English speaker, froze on a phone call this morning.
True. Completely true.
But the reason it feels scary is because you did not have the phrases ready. You were trying to build the sentences from scratch, in real time, under pressure.
But now you have the phrases. They are ready, in your pocket.
Good morning, this is Emma speaking. I'd like to make an appointment. Could you repeat that, please? I didn't quite catch that. Just to confirm, thank you so much. I'll let you go.
These phrases, practice them. Say them out loud, at home, in the mirror, in the shower.
Until they feel natural, until they feel like yours.
And then, the next time the phone rings, or the next time you need to make a call,
You pick up, you take a breath, and you say,
"Good morning, this is Jack speaking."
and everything flows from there.
You've got this, every single one of you.
If today's episode gave you real phrases for real phone calls,
Please like this video.
subscribe to Talk Emma, new episode every single day,
Share this with one person who panics during phone calls in English.
and leave us a comment. Tell us, what is the hardest part of phone calls in English for you? Is it answering, starting the call, understanding fast speech, not hearing clearly? Tell us below. We read every single comment, every one, and your answers help us make better episodes for you every single day.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for learning. See you in the next episode. Until then,
Keep talking, keep learning, and keep growing. Bye, everyone.